Paul Cooke, can you just give us your thoughts on your side's performance this afternoon?
Better in parts, but still way off where we need to be. We get some troops back next week, which is big for us in key positions. But as I said to the players after the game, that them players that are going to come back don't give you a God-given right to win a game, firstly. And secondly, they don't give you a right not to concede 48 points. And for 4 weeks now, we've conceded far too many points in games. And we scored 24 today, which is arguably enough to win games. But just because we get 3 or 4 or 5 players back in the coming weeks doesn't mean that we're going to defend any better. So we've got to have some personal pride in what we're doing and answer some questions that have been asked of them by not just myself and the coaching staff, but supporters on the terraces that are rightly aggrieved by the way that we're playing and particularly the way that we're defending.
Yeah, you just mentioned about you scored 24 points. You'd normally be happy with that, but obviously the 48 is concerning. What do you put that down to? Is it an attitude thing? Is it what? As a coach, is it difficult to pin that down?
Yeah, it's not difficult for me. I work with these players every single week on a Tuesday and a Thursday and a Friday, and they do the right things and they say the right things and they nod their heads in the right way. But they've got to come up with decisions on field that mean that as a rugby player you're getting them right. Everybody can get things wrong, but you can't get things wrong to the tune of 48 points weekly, and that's what we're doing. So, when we get players back, there can be no grievances about players that are left out of the team because we're not performing well enough as a group. We're not talking well enough, we're not communicating well enough. But I'm sick to death of telling people that are asking about the team and how we're training that, we're training really well, because ultimately all that matters is Sundays. You get judged on Sundays, you get judged on performance at weekends. Training performance goes out of the window when everybody turns up to this stadium and watches us play. And we've got to be better. But the players are trying as hard as they can. Some of them are just working really hard, and others are taking a few shortcuts. But we've got to weed that out, and we've got to stop that, and we've got to keep working as hard as we can. There's no question we're in a little bit of a hole. I spoke with Brian Noble after the game about getting some troops back, and he said you'll get some players back. It don't give us a right to win a game, and we've got to keep working hard to get ourselves out of this hole. But the players that are coming back are key players for us. And they will help in positions that we're struggling in, and it's quite, it's well documented. Everybody can see the positions we're struggling in. But just because we get 4 players back doesn't mean the other 9 players can play the way that they're playing, or in some aspects of the game can defend the way we're defending and expect to win a game still.
What was the key thing that you wanted to see your players notably uplift in the second half, because you started the second half really well?
Yeah, we did, and then we concede a penalty on play 1 from a kick chase where we get lazy on our kick chase on the right edge. Then we concede a 6 again and we concede again. It's just too easy to score against us at the minute. And I can't be any more honest than that. I can. The players I will defend to the hill, they're my players, they're our group's players, the Featherstone Rovers players, and we've got to make them better. And that starts with us at the top. That weekly work with them. So I'm not going to bag the players. I'm not going to call anybody out. But they know they've got to improve. It hurts them. I'm sure it hurts them. It doesn't. Rugby league's a tough old game, and when you cross that white line, I've got respect for every player that crosses it. But we've got to start doing things better and smarter. Otherwise, we're going to concede points the way we're conceding them, and at a rate of knots, and that's not good enough. Just because we're players down doesn't give us a right to lose a game conceding 40 plus points.
You just mentioned you'll get a host of players back. Can you give us some details on who you'd expect to have available for selection next week?
Well, no, because I may be chosen to be a liar, so I'll keep it to myself if that's okay. And we'll get some players back, and we'll hope that they make a massive difference to our team. But everybody else has got to buy in. The full club's got to buy in. The full team's got to buy in, and we're all in it together. And I just said to them in there, I loved a lot of them, absolutely all of them, and I'll protect them all day long. And they've got to do the same. They've got to protect themselves from criticism that's coming their way, and rightly coming our way and their way.
Just lastly, 18th and 95 Cup against London next week, another big one. You're looking for a response. What threats do London pose that you'll need to be on your mettle with?
Plenty. We lost against them in round 2. I think round 2 down there in London, where we conceded some points that we shouldn't have conceded, and we lost the game, albeit very tight. London are a threat, a real threat. But what's more threatening to us right now is us. We're hurting ourselves, so we've got to be better, and we've got to work hard this week with whatever personnel takes the field, and with whichever team we choose next week. We've got to be better, and we've all got to be in it together. No sulking, no moaning, no kicking stones. We've got to be better.